I had somebody asking about this the other day and what I use it for, and it is just a lantern. It has two settings. That one, it comes out the side, see? This one, it just points straight down. It's a little LED guy. Starlight 292 is what it's called. S-T-A-R-L-I-T-E. Starlight 292. I've tried to talk my dad into letting me show some of his railroad collection that he's put together since he was a little kid. It would blow your mind, guys, and I'm not exaggerating. It would blow your mind. I went down there and filmed his model railroad one day, and he asked me not to put that on the internet, and I have to, I have to respect that. We designed his house around his model railroad. So there are trains that go through walls, concrete walls, because we put blockouts in for them and everything else. But like I said, he doesn't want me to show it, so I have to respect that. But I may be able to show a couple things in his collection. I think you guys would be impressed. Today we have, oh my goodness, back on it, buddy. Down here, the brake switch. This is like the turd that won't flush. We're going to nail it today. We're going to figure it out one way or another. The brute force method is going to come into play. Guys, we're going to review a little tool time here. Harbor Freight Brake Bleeder Vacuum Pump Kit, item 92474. Hopefully this will work. This is what it comes with. It comes with two tubes. So one of them connects to this guy, then the other end connects to this thing, then the other end connects to the other side, then it's got a bunch of little tips. There's a three-way tip, a butt connector, little 90-degree dudes, different sizes. So these little 90-degree guys are probably the different size for, I'm going to call them Zerks, but that's not it. It's the brake bleeder valve. There we go. I have no idea what that one is. It looks like a little suction cup. Maybe this is part of that, or this is part of that. I don't know how it's supposed to go together, because as most Harbor Freight tools are, that comes with, oh, it does come with instructions. Holy crap. Hang on, guys. Stop the presses, or start the presses, or something. Here we go, assembly instructions. It also comes with two pieces of, this is pretty hard plastic. I don't know what it's for either. There we go. We're going to do a little bench test here before the real thing, so I've just got my thumb over the end of this, and we're going to see if we can draw a vacuum. And this is in INHG, which is inches of mercury. So we're drawing 20 pounds. From what I understand, 20 pounds is about the most vacuum you want to put on a system like this. So I looked up the other day, fun little fact. I always like the fun facts. Rich always puts in a bunch of historical stuff in his videos because he lives in a very historical, Sada Jet 883, I guess I should say. He lives in a historical part of the country over there in Cape Cod. HG, I looked this up the other day. Why is mercury designated HG? Basically what it means is that it looks like liquid silver or watery silver, something like that. And that's really what mercury looks like. So in Latin, HG, I wish I could remember it. I actually did take Latin back in high school. But anyway, that's what HG stands for. That's why it doesn't match up with mercury. Hey, little fun fact, guys. I've got my wrench back here, and then I've got my fitting over the wrench so I can turn the wrench with the fitting still on there. So we're going to pump this guy up, and then hopefully open up the wrench and then watch and see what we get. We're losing pressure, losing pressure, losing pressure, and I wish that thing was flipped the other way around. So I'm going to cut it off somewhere around 3 inches of mercury, just so we don't, you know what I mean? And just while we're doing this, I want to let everybody know that when I primed the wheels the other day with the epoxy, I did in fact spray them down with vinegar water and use some steel wool on them, and then I took and rinsed them off with hot water. I just didn't show that process, and I really should have. I don't want to confuse anybody. I think Darren made a video that explained that, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I do that. And if you're going to do that, it's very, very important to do some type of prep step. I don't know that the vinegar water is the end-all, be-all solution, but for me and my little project and my budget, that's what's working right now. And I wish I had more money to invest in paint. I'd buy a bunch of etch primer and use that because I know that's the way to go. It's good. You know, sometimes you have a budget and you have to work within that budget. And that's where I'm at with this car. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Here's the problem, guys. I took the master cylinder out because I just called somebody about getting a replacement. And there's a core charge because they rebuild these guys. So I took it out. And when I took it out, this is what I saw. Except it was worse than that. It was more like, hang on. It was like this. Couldn't figure out why my back brakes wouldn't bleed. Good night. Say that 3 times. Back brakes wouldn't bleed. It was because this reservoir is divided. So when you do like that, guess what? And we got that. So I think what the problem is, I have fluid in here and not in here, so I couldn't get the damn things bled. That means this thing, which is the one that's failing, doesn't get the juice, baby. Doesn't get the juice. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this off. We're going to test it before we put this back on. If it tests good, then I know this is my problem. I'm going to put it all back together, and maybe I'll have some brakes today. Here we go, guys. So this is the offensive one. Hold on. That sounds to me like it worked. So I think what we were getting was not a good bleed. Harbor Freight bleeder pump. Right there. I'm going to put it on my list as a don't buy. I just couldn't get a good seal out of the hose to the bleeder valves, and it would just kind of leak out of the bleeder valves and stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a don't buy. Obviously I'd rather just do it the old-fashioned way. I just don't always have help, so I'm just going to have to wait till I get help. I hope you guys can see this. So these are my brake wires. One should be the front, one should be the back. I don't know which is which. So we'll give it a shot. Okay, that one's good. We'll flip-flop our wires. Just so you know I'm not cheating. There it is. We're going to fold that one back so it doesn't make accidental contact. So there we go. Both switches work. The only reason not to put the gas tank in is so that I can fill that real easily. It is Sunday morning, guys, about 11 o'clock, and Uncle Scott couldn't come by yesterday. He had kids' sports events he had to go to, and then we had a big birthday party for the family and a handful of other little things. But he wasn't able to come by this morning either, and neither was my dad. Andrea came down here. She wouldn't let me film her. It's a no-film day for her, which is most days, which I understand. I got to respect that. Not everybody wants to be the star of a YouTube channel. Anyway, she came down here and helped me bleed the brakes and did a fantastic job. That's the first time she's ever bled brakes, and she did a phenomenal job with me. So the brakes are bled. Everything is together down there. It is time for the gas tank. Yes, finally. So we're going to get on that. We're going to do gas tank, and then after that, I'm going to take care of the speedometer cable. Joe Rivnak sent me a message and said that circlip has to go on the outside, so I got to pull that cap off, do a little more filing, and should be able to get that. So once that's done, we'll get back to our wiring, and I have decided I am gonna put the stopwatch on myself for the wiring harness to see if it takes me under 7 hours, and if it does, then I will be considering myself a super wiring expert. Not too many people in that category, but we'll see. Anyway, apparently that video struck a chord with a few people. I got a lot of great comments. I thought it was really going to be a boring video, and everybody was saying that was one of their favorites. So, I don't know. I guess what's boring to me isn't boring to other people and vice versa, but I wasn't even going to put it up because I thought it was too boring. Two quick little items. First and foremost, Tommy Shoe wants to be called Tommy Shoe, not Tommy. Understand that, Tommy Shoe. Glad you said something. I know I refer to you as Tommy all the time, and I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. So we'll call you Tommy Shoe. That's easy. The second was you mentioned you were in Fort Leonard Wood. Just so happened the shirt that I put on this morning was my Fort Leonard Wood shirt, and I watched your video, and you were talking about Fort Leonard Wood, so that was just kind of one of those serendipity things. Not too many people know where that's at in the country, and even fewer have actually been there, so that was kind of cool. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to say was about the little projects on the side there, Tommy Shoe. I see I keep trying to do it. Keep trying to shorten it up there. Those projects are sometimes more important than the big projects because that's where you do your noodling. And that's where you figure out the answers to the things you want to do in your projects. And I have to completely respect that because I do my little mock-ups, and sometimes the mock-up is in form of something that's actually useful as a finished product, and then I use that to learn from to do a big project. And I think those are extremely important. You have to allow yourself that freedom to experiment on things that, you know, really, I'm going to say they don't matter. They do matter, but that aren't of great importance and great expense. I hope this is the last time I see this hole open. I really do. I don't ever want to have to take this thing back out and dig around with any of it. I don't know if you can see that, but we did a little filing, a little this, a little that, and we're on. Thanks, Joe, for letting me know I had that wrong. Got it right now, baby. I spent 10 minutes going through the book and labeling up the luggage compartment side, so this is the fuse block side of the wiring harness, and got everything labeled. There are a couple extra wires from the bus, which is a good thing because I got a couple other things I need to do. So we're going to use one of the switches, I think, for the defrost because the bus didn't have rear window defrost, I don't think. And then we'll probably use another wire for something that I don't know yet. I guess we'll say it that way. And there's also an interior light wire on here that I'll have to shorten up substantially because the interior light stuff should come from about here. So I'll probably just have to cut a hole in the harness and pull that wire up through so that it winds up in the right place. But other than that, I think I've got everything covered, and I've learned a lot here. So here's 10 minutes on the clock. More little detail pieces. Had this little bracket I needed to get painted. Been hanging on to that for a while, and I had the car already covered up, so figured I'd just cut a hole in it, mask it off. And then the little tank, little charcoal canister deal, got it scuffed up, painted. I put a little hole in there. The canister is completely empty. I guess I don't understand charcoal and how it gets used up, but I understand I need to go get some activated charcoal from, I guess it's like the fish tank people, and put it in that hole, and then I'm going to get a little cap like the Rick Fix uses when he does his undercoating. We'll seal that back up. So it's ready to go in. Okay, there's a look at our gas stuff. Darren, I didn't use the braided line. I'm going to use this. But what's important is how those are timed. Just like my dad taught me with electric work, turn them all the same direction. When you're done, Got the squirter in, squirt bottle in, all that stuff. That's all I got time for. Don't let your meat loaf.